You're watching WMAR-2 News, the station that's working for you.
From the TV2 newsroom, this is Newswatch 2.
Good evening, I'm Jack Bowden. George Rogers is on vacation.
From the TV2 newsroom, this is Newswatch 2.
Good evening, I'm George Rogers.
From the TV2 newsroom, this is Newswatch 2.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wayne Lynch. Thanks very much for being with us.
This is the Friday edition of Newswatch 2.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Wayne Lynch.
And I'm Dennis Hawley with tonight's top news stories.
Now, from Channel 2, News Scene with Tom Sweeney, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and Ted Patterson with sports.
Good evening. Tom Sweeney has the night off. I'm Ron Olson.
Good morning, I'm Toby Marsh. This is News Wrap. For the first time this session, the Baltimore City Council began work on proposed rent control legislation last night.
WMAR-TV Baltimore. This is Channel 2 News at noon with Sloan Brown.
WMAR-TV Baltimore. This is Channel 2 News. With Ken Matz, Sally Thorner, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and John Saunders Sports. Now, Channel 2 News at 5. WMAR-TV Baltimore. This is Channel 2 News. With Brad Ganson, Horace Holmes, Tony Pagnotti's weather, and Scott Garso's sports. Now, Channel 2 News Weekend.
Good evening, I'm Brad Ganson. Horace Holmes has the night off.
WMAR-TV Baltimore. This is Channel 2 News. With Ken Matz, Sally Thorner, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and Scott Garso, sports. Now, Channel 2 News at 5. WMAR-TV Baltimore. This is Channel 2 News. With Ken Matz, Sally Thorner, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and Scott Garso, sports. Channel 2 News, Nightside.
And good evening to you. I'm Horace Holmes. Ken Matz and Sally Thorner have the night off.
This is Channel 2 News at 5. With Ken Matz, Sally Thorner, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and Scott Garso, sports. This is Channel 2 News.
Good afternoon.
This is Channel 2 News at 5. With Ken Matz, Sally Thorner, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and sports with Scott Garso. This is Channel 2 News.
Well, Governor Schaefer will put himself in jail this evening.
This is Channel 2 News at 6. With Beverly Burke, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and sports with Scott Garso. This is Channel 2 News.
This is Channel 2 News at 6. With Beverly Burke, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is Channel 2 News.
Good evening, I'm Beverly Burke.
And I'm Stan Stovall. Just ahead on Channel 2 News at 6 o'clock.
From WMAR-TV Baltimore, friends you can turn to. You're watching Channel 2 News at 5 with Sally Thorner, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Norm Lewis, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is Channel 2 News.
Well, you know it's almost summer because the boys of summer are back at it on 33rd Street.
From WMAR-TV Baltimore, friends you can turn to. You're watching Channel 2 News at 6 with Beverly Burke, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Norm Lewis, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is Channel 2 News.
Despite the perfect weather, the pitching debut of Vice President Dan Quayle. And
from WMAR-TV Baltimore, friends you can turn to. You're watching Channel 2 News Nightside with Sally Thorner, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Ken Phillips, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is Channel 2 News.
Sports Extra with Keith Mills. Brought to you by Town & Country Pontiac Nissan, the home of Mr. Nobody. If it's not a Town & Country deal, it's not your best deal.
High into left field, and Wynn has got it. Pasco going back, looks up. We can put it on the board. A home run by Milligan.
For Randy Milligan and the Orioles, it was the perfect way to end a road trip.
From News Channel 2, friends you can turn to. Beverly Burke, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Norm Lewis, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is News Channel 2 at 6.
The first pitch at Camden Yards is too high.
From News Channel 2, friends you can turn to. Sally Thorner, Stan Stovall, meteorologist Norm Lewis, and sports with Scott Garceau. This is News Channel 2 Nightside.
More than 60,000 people jammed Memorial Stadium for an exhibition game last month.
From News Channel 2, friends you can turn to. Mary Beth Marsden, Don O'Brien with weather, and sports with Keith Mills. This is News Channel 2 Weekend.
I can't imagine a time since I've been mayor that I've been angrier.
From WMAR-TV Baltimore, Rudy Miller and Jamie Costello with the news. In the News Channel 2 forecast station, meteorologist Ken Phillips. This is News Channel 2 Morning. From WMAR-TV Baltimore, Rudy Miller with the news. In the News Channel 2 forecast station, meteorologist Ken Phillips. This is News Channel 2 at noon. From WMAR Baltimore, Stan Stovall and Mary Beth Marsden with the news. Norm Lewis with your first at 5 forecast. And Scott Garceau with sports. This is News Channel 2, first at 5. From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, Beverly Burke and Keith Tate with the news. Norm Lewis in the News Channel 2 forecast station. And Scott Garceau with sports. This is News Channel 2 at 6. From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, Stan Stovall and Mary Beth Marsden with the news. Meteorologist Norm Lewis and Scott Garceau with sports. This is News Channel 2, Nightside.
Those who commit repeated violent crimes.
From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, this is News Channel 2, Nightside.
Incredible pictures as a van runs off a road and into a raging creek. More on the amazing recovery of a cat that was burned alive. But our top story tonight, why some teenagers may not feel so welcome in one Baltimore County community. Good evening. I'm Mary Beth Marsden. Stan has the night off tonight.
You're watching News Channel 2 Nightside with Stan Stovall, Mary Beth Marsden, meteorologist Norm Lewis, and sports with Scott Garceau.
These are terrifying pictures. A 2-year-old girl is alive tonight.
From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, coverage, community, commitment. This is News Channel 2 at 6. From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, coverage, community, commitment. This is News Channel 2 Nightside. From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, coverage, community, commitment. This is News Channel 2 Weekend.
Storms race through the area, bringing the rain we've all been waiting for, but creating trouble at the same time. Good evening, I'm Sherry Jones.
From WMAR-TV Baltimore, this is 2 News Now.
They packed a city high school auditorium tonight looking for ways to solve problems facing neighborhoods all across Baltimore.
From WMAR-TV, Baltimore, this is 2 News. Stories about real people, real news.
All eyes are focused on Atlanta tonight as both sides start laying out their case in the murder trial of Ray Lewis.
From WMAR-TV Baltimore, this is 2 News Now.
The FBI apologizes for accidentally shooting a man unarmed.
Instead of giving to the church, a Glen Burnie pastor is accused of stealing from his congregation.
And tonight, more fallout over a memo circulated at police headquarters. The Fraternal Order of Police is accusing elected officials of playing politics.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Wood.
And I'm Mary Beth Marsden.
Now, ABC 2 News, the latest at 11.
Good evening. I'm Mary Beth Marsden. The hunt continues for a driver who hit a man on a moped while eluding officers. We'll have the details so you can help police.
You're watching the latest at 11 with Mary Beth Marsden, Brian Wood, and Denise Dory.
The news around the nation tonight, an arrest in connection with those wildfires.
You're watching Baltimore's most up-to-the-minute news, weather, and sports. ABC 2 News, the latest at 11.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Terry Owens. Tonight it appears the E. coli outbreak is growing.
You're watching the Baltimore station that works for you. ABC 2 News. Good Morning Maryland at 9. Now, ABC 2 News at 5.
Looking live right now, it is all about the weather. Yes, Baltimore, we have snow on Federal Hill and plenty of other places as well.
Next on ABC 2 News works for you.
How not to pop the question. A local delegate is engaged, but his marriage proposal has opened up a police investigation.
Since Friday, I've been sleeping on my balcony.
And some city seniors are heated. They haven't had air conditioning in days. What's the city doing to help?
Now, ABC 2 News, the latest at 11.
First tonight, city police continue tightening security in the Inner Harbor after a weekend shooting inside the Light Street Pavilion. Good evening, I'm Mary Beth Marsden.
You're watching Baltimore's station that works for you. Now, ABC 2 News at 11.
Imagine living your life in constant pain.
You're watching the station that works for you. Good Morning Maryland at 4:30. Now, Good Morning Maryland.
Day 5 of the Japanese tragedy brings even more heartbreaking images and even new fears.
Now, ABC 2 News at 11.
Do you know where prescription drugs are going after they leave Maryland pharmacies?
You're watching the station that works for you. Now, Good Morning Maryland.
You may have to take a major detour for your morning commute this morning. I'm Linda So. We'll let you know where I-95 is closed and for how long.
You're watching the station that works for you. Now, ABC 2 News at 5.
How do you explain the death of a 12-year-old at summer camp, killed by a falling tree during a storm? We're all struggling with this today. And severe thunderstorms are again rolling up on us at this hour.
Watching the station that works for you. Now, ABC 2 News at 6:30.
The New Year's Eve festivities begin tonight.
It works for you. Now, ABC 2 News at 11.
I am cleared that Reverend Gwynn of Ministerial Alliance has called for my resignation.
You're watching the station that's working for you. WMAR-2 News. Now, Good Morning Maryland.
Welcome back into the Thursday edition of Good Morning Maryland, Thursday, February 21st.
The Greater Baltimore Kidney Walk takes place May 6th at a new location, the Weinberg Y at Waverly.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 5.
Well, crime had taken a break, but now it's back. More than a dozen shootings and half a dozen homicides since Thursday. Brian Kubler has all the details.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 6.
A controversial arrest caught on camera. What was captured that led to the charges being dropped.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 11.
Well, it's been a couple of crazy days, huh? We've gone from 80 degrees down to 40.
And thunderstorms this morning, that woke us all up, so let's...
You're watching WMAR-2 News with Jamie Costello and Kelly Swoop.
Not to worry you, but many people have been reporting.
WMAR-2 News at 5 begins now with breaking news.
And a good evening. We start with breaking news out of southwest Baltimore tonight.
In Baltimore County, a 96-year-old woman's been found dead inside of her own home, with police investigating it as a suspicious death. We'll get a live update on that, including reaction from neighbors in that area shaken by what happened.
New this morning, a controversial bill that was touted as a way to help pay for education improvements in Maryland is shot down in Annapolis. Details of what last night's vote means.
And the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek, marking a milestone in his battle with pancreatic cancer, and he's talking openly about how he's doing. That's coming up here on Good Morning Maryland. It is Thursday.
You're watching the station that's working for you, WMAR-2 News. Now, Good Morning Maryland.
March the 5th. Good Morning Maryland. I'm Christian Schaefer.
And I'm Ashley James. Happy to have you with us.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 5.
2 women killed 2 years ago in West Baltimore. Tonight, a pile of reward money to find out who pulled the trigger.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 6.
2 more deaths in the U.S. from the coronavirus. We're going to tell you what's being done to help keep us all safe.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 7.
Over 10,000 positive coronavirus cases in Maryland and more than 45,000 negative results.
You're watching the station that's working for you. Now, WMAR-2 News at 11.
And a good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on WMAR-2 News at 11. I'm Jamie Costello. Kelly has the night off.
You're watching WMAR-2 News with Jamie Costello and Kelly Swoop.
You're watching Baltimore's favorite, News Channel 2, ABC.